market is a game of perseverance and patience, where those who never give up will ultimately succeed. Tony Robbins, my friends, just stick with this. You can do it. You can figure it out. Take your time. Enjoy the process, because in the end, when you master the markets, you will make up for every second you ever spent learning. Let's jump into these charts. Everything was down yesterday. Everything is up today. The S&P 500, 1.47%. Haven't quite recovered up to where we were back on Friday afternoon, but we're headed that way. Ambivalent in the morning and then up in the afternoon. We're, of course, a positive 15 right now when it comes to the success multiplier formula. On this half-day chart, we're above the 200 EMA. Green on the STC. We look at where we are on the 2-day chart. We haven't hit the high of the prior candle, but we do have a green candle that's going up. We're in the green when it comes to our little profit and loss widget, which is good to see. And the STC is heading up above the 200 exponential moving average. On the weekly, same thing, just about. Haven't hit the high of last week of that prior candle above the 200 EMA, and we're green on the STC, so things are moving in the right direction. Going to be interested to see if we can at least get to the prior high back here where we hit on the 12th of December. That, of course, would knock us out of our profit and would give us exactly what we're hoping for. I don't mean knockout in a bad way, in a good way. We would succeed. Now let's look at where we are on the NASDAQ 100. Same, looks very similar. Down in the, well, the morning was, again, up and down. We got a red spinning top, but then up in the afternoon, just a little bit higher, 1.50%. Again, above the 200 EMA. Green on the STC. Of course, the reason we didn't jump into this, we never had the STC reset on the half day. Still going up on the 2-day, green on the STC. Same on the weekly, not reaching that higher high. So we'll continue to monitor stocks, see how far they go for us. Let's see where we are on bonds. Bonds took off some in the afternoon after a doji in the morning, and then we had a lot of indecision in the afternoon, but it did end up higher, 0.80%. You can see where we have those wicks on the top and bottom above the 200 EMA. So moving in the right direction. We look at where we are on the 2-day. You can see spinning tops across the board, close to a doji this latest 2-day. Green on the STC. Again, on the weekly chart, green on the STC. Last 2 wicks have not hit the high from the week beginning the 17th of January. So we'll continue to keep an eye on bonds, and hopefully we'll see the STC on this half-day chart trigger for us into the green and take us into a trade there. What about gold? Gold ended up being up some for the day, 0.36%. Again, doji in the morning, took off, heading up in the afternoon just a little bit, waiting for the trigger to fire on gold here on the STC. It is red, and maybe gold will take off again after it digested these latest gains. We shall see. 2-day, of course, still in the green, but you can see drawing a doji here, so some indecision, burning off some of that energy, but it may be recharging. Same on the weekly, green on the STC, but not getting as high as it did back on that week beginning the 17th of January. Now, let's keep moving through these charts. We got our last one to go, and of course, that one is XBTF. That is the VanEck Bitcoin Strategy ETF, and we can see it was up for the day 1.83%. Now let's go to the half-day chart first, and we'll tweak this out a little bit so we can see where it is. Again, we saw where things sort of leveled off for a few days, popped back up, and then have sort of dropped off that. So Bitcoin either charging up for another run at it or burning off a bunch of that energy. When we look at where we are, This is important when you look at the amount of how much volume you've had here. Now, of course, lots of volume, but no move in the stock price. What does that tell you? It tells you that the people who are selling are being bought. And again, getting rid of their inventory when you see things like this in volume could mean that the sellers are selling out, being replaced by the buyers. You might have a downturn coming. We'll wait, watch, and see, but those are some real volume spikes there, on those two candles in the morning on Monday and in the afternoon in the morning on Tuesday. So need to pay close attention to those things and see just what they are telling us. Now, let's look at where we are, and you can again see this on the latest 2-day candle. Tiny little candle, but look at the volume compared to some of these bigger candles here. That is definitely telling you that you're having lots of sales going on, but price isn't moving up. So what's being sold is being bought. And again, no price movement. So the market could be getting saturated at that price point. We'll wait, watch, and see how well that tells us what's happening. We look at where we are on the weekly, again, topping out about where things did back in August. And we can see overall on the weekly chart where things are losing volume there. So we'll continue to watch Bitcoin, see what it can tell us, where it's going to go. Of course, on the weekly Bitcoin, we are waiting, of course, for it to clear, the 24-hour day Bitcoin on its weekly chart, waiting to see if and when it will clear the 200 EMA here. There's where we are, folks, for the day. Thank you so much for being with us, putting up with me while I am traveling. I will be traveling the rest of the week too, but I'll be endeavoring as best I can to keep getting all this important information out to you. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.